Hi, I'm back. I got this hoodie from Christmas. Look at me. I've got a hoodie and I'm a gaming channel. I am a pro gamer now. I look like Queso. Holy shit. So it's 2024, new year, new me, right? So I figured I'd do something a little different for this channel. All right, prepare to be amazed in 3, 2, 1. Nice. So I decided to make these in order to be able to read from my script, so that way I have something to read off of and you don't have to see me look like this when I'm talking about my tips and tricks. But this isn't just your everyday tips and tricks video. So while I was on my break from making content, I got back into Critical Ops. And for those who don't remember, I spent a good chunk of December working on game analysis videos for the Pro League Worlds games. And during that time, I was unable to play any Critical Ops because I was busy editing my videos. So this break was a perfect time to freshen up my skills and hit the aim trainers again. However, there was something that I noticed when coming back to play COPS again. This game is full of bitches. Alright, now let me be clear. I refer to the word bitch as being an unpleasant person. Plus, saying bitch is much easier than saying an unpleasant person, because that's just a mouthful. Also, not everyone is a bitch. There are some good players out there. The only difference between a good player and a bitch player are these 5 things that a bitch player does. And by avoiding these 5 things, you will not only become a better player, but a better teammate and just a better person overall. So without further ado, number 1, if you throw grenades out of spawn, especially flashes, you're probably a bitch. It's not funny, it never was funny, and the only ones who find it funny are a bitch and his bitch friends. They probably think that IShowSpeed is the funniest black person alive. He's not. That would be Kevin Hart. Another thing that ties into this are players who empty their magazines into the player next to them. Making all this noise and drawing attention to themselves is a surefire way to send them and anybody else around them back to spawn. And what I said before about not being funny applies here. Some of you might chalk this up as not getting enough attention from their parents syndrome, but usually they're just mad from the previous round, and the only way to drown out the sound of their anger in their ears is gunfire. Well, at least they're taking their anger out in a virtual world, not a public school. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is stop getting mad at video games. Like everything else in life, not everybody wins, and sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you don't even want to win, like trying to win over your crush at school, only to find out they're psychotic. Number 2, if you buy an assault rifle on the second round, you're probably a bitch. Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of copium from this one. First of all, I do not care if your favorite Pro League team buys an assault rifle on round 2. It's 2024, and the meta is always changing. Like a gendered fluid person. Besides, there are SMGs in the game for a reason. Not only are they cheaper, which saves you money, it also gives you more money than an assault rifle does for each kill. I couldn't find it on the intel page, but I think it's like $600 for each SMG kill and $300 for an AR kill. That's double than what you get for an AR kill. And shotguns, which are instant death at close range, shell out $900 per kill and are cheaper than most SMGs. Get it? Shell out? Because they use shells. Anyways, this is why you want to upgrade your SMG to an assault rifle after you win the second round. And yes, I said win, because 9 times out of 10, your team will win the second round on SMGs, all because it brings those Rev and Deagle stands into close quarters combat. And guess which weapons excel at close quarters combat? That's right, SMGs and shotguns. But Stump, the Deagle and Rev can 2-tap players with armor at close range, so that's why. Yeah, I know they can. But do you want to know something else? What? Aim punch exists. Basically what happens is when you get hit, your aim gets scattered all over the place. So instead of aiming down your crosshair, it's aiming off to the left or right as if you were running while shooting. But only for a brief moment until you stop getting hit, then it goes back to being accurate again. That means when you get hit with an SMG, you will experience aim punch, which means your first shot will not be accurate. And because of this, both Rev and Deagle players will most likely not have armor. And if they do, it still doesn't matter, because in the time it takes to get one shot off, they're already dead due to the insane fire rate of some of the SMGs. But that's only if they are aiming for body shots. If they're competent and can hit headshots, well, that is your fault for dry peeking them. Wait, huh? Yep. You are a dry peeker. Basically, all that means is you're peeking a corner that a player is holding without using any utility. So along with buying an SMG, try buying and using some utility to push you at the team. After all, they only have pistols, right? Well, unless they're a bitch, I'd say so. Number 3. If you don't listen to your teammates, you're probably a bitch. Okay. Come with me to the settings and let's take a look. You see this setting right here? The one that says disable team chat? If there is a check mark there in that box, that means you won't be able to send or receive team chat messages. Make sure this is unchecked so you can communicate with your teammates, especially in ranked games. But if it is unchecked and you're still not listening, then you're probably a bitch. Look, games like Critical Ops require communication, which means talking to other people. If you were worried about sounding like an idiot, don't. Everybody starts somewhere, and it's okay to ask questions, even if they're stupid, because it shows that you're willing to learn and get better, not just for your sake, but your team's sake. If you're not worried about that, then at least say what you were trying to do, so when you die, I don't immediately think, yeah, they have no idea what they're doing, do they? Which leads us to number 4. If you complain or talk hot shit in the team chat, you're probably a bitch. The team chat is reserved for communicating with your team, not trying to see how many times you can type, I fucked your mom before the round is over. Usually this is the player that dies right in the beginning of the match and watches their team play out the rest of the round. Usually they compare the playstyle of their teammates to their own playstyle. And if there's a single thing that is different, they immediately go Hulk in the team chat telling them how bad they are or to delete the game. Jinx stance. Now, to be fair, there are moments in some of my games when I'm watching my teammates and they are doing good up until they run into an enemy player and it seems like they just got instantly lobotomized. I don't know how else to explain it other than they just threw everything they knew in the trash and the only thing that's left is their hamster wheel spinning, but the hamster is dead. Now, this is no place for me to point out their mistakes. I just tell them, nice try, and move on to the next round. Even though I really want to say that Helen Keller could have probably played better than they can, sometimes you will run into players that just don't have the same experience that you do, and you can't fault them for that. Like I have said before, everyone starts from somewhere, and to help you speed up the process, I have a bunch of videos on Critical Ops that you can check out after you watch this one, where I share some of my tips and tricks that can help you in future games. And now that the shameless channel plug is out of the way, let's wrap this up with number 5. If you use any form of cheats, you're probably a bitch. Do I need to explain myself? I don't care if you think it's fun to defy the confines of Critical Ops. It's not fun for everyone else involved. As a matter of fact, these players fall into the same category as the players referred to in number 1. The only ones who think it's fun are themselves. And sometimes they don't cheat because they think it's fun. Most of the time, they just turn them on in the first half of the match and then turn them off in the second half to avoid being caught by the anti-cheat. And it's so obvious that they were using cheats too, because they went 30 and 10 for the first half and then 33 and 18 for the second half. Look, not everybody is good at games like Critical Ops. So if you cheat just because you want to win, then maybe try looking for something else to play, like a single player game, because you have no friends. But if you cheat because you think it's fun, then who am I to say that you can't have fun in a video game? But you're still a bitch for cheating. So for this new year, do yourselves a favor and stop being a bitch in 2024. I'm looking forward to this new year of experiences and I can't wait to make some awesome content for you guys. So let me know what you guys think of this and let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, stay safe. Bye! Also, number 6. If you type in the comments of this video, stop complaining, you're probably a bitch, and you probably do all 5 of these things that I listed. That's not my opinion, that's a fact.